Good evening, everyone. How you doing? Good? Yes? No? Well, either way, glad you're here. Tonight, we're continuing with the spoops. In fact, granted, the last few games we've played haven't really been that on the spooky side. It's more been the kind of the horror of kind of almost real life more than anything else. But I mean, if we play a spooky game today, then we beat the record of like last year, which was 2. Because I finally remembered what the other game was we played last year. We played Fran Bow last year. That was the first one. Then we played Evil Within, which carried us on through the rest of the month. So yeah, and so that makes 2 horror games we played in the month of October last year. And so this time, granted, we're starting early, but so we've covered 2 spooky games. I don't know. Maybe we've covered more, actually. Because I suppose, what was it called? Dead Frontier 2? I think that counts. So actually, that was 3. So we're there already. And maybe Dying Light. We didn't continue with Dying Light. I guess Dying Light could count. Well, fuck it. We're already ahead of the game then. But tonight, we're going to play... I got a couple lined up, just in case one ends sooner. We're going to start out with Year Walk. I think it's based on some Swedish folklore, I think. I'm not sure. Came out in 2014. I've had this game for a very long time, and never played it. Big fucking surprise, right? Okie dokie. I think it just juddered everything around on my screen. Is everything fine? That's really loud. In the old days, man tried to catch a glimpse of the future in the strangest ways. They locked themselves in dark rooms, not partaking of food and drink. At the stroke of midnight, they ventured onto the light. Through the dark woods, where strange creatures roamed. To see if they would be wealthy, to see if they would be happy, to see if they would live, to see if they would be loved. This is really loud. I'll turn it down as soon as it gets, this just started like this. Settings, here we go. Are there truly no volume controls on this? Right. Guess I have to do this manually. Means I have to go into Windows itself and do this. Year Walk. I know this game's like 4 years old, but come on, people. Put volume controls in your games. Does that seem a bit better? Let me know if that's better. Hopefully it's better. All right. So use... Oh, what? I can't... I don't see myself. Am I supposed to see myself? No. I don't see myself. Okay. Let's reload the game. Hang on, I'm sorry about this. Let's try this again. Not seeing myself. Am I supposed to see myself? Maybe I'm not. Don't want a hint. So like first, oh. Is it like first person? This is weird. Well, I'm lost already. Here's where I'm at. Oh, there's like... Hang on. We gotta figure something out here. Am I actually supposed to appear? Is that's what I gotta figure out here. Hey, Dark Omen. Yeah, it's a 2D game. Is it meant to be? Am I meant to not, like, not show up? I'm looking at the trailer now. Do I, like, have a character? Yeah, okay, it is first person. Okay. It's not broken. It's not broken, folks. It's not broken. It's like first person, but from a 2D perspective. All right. God, that's a bit disorienting. So I guess we're just strafing everywhere, right? A sign there. Oh, hi. Let me know if that's really loud. First started the stream, you thought I had it. Yeah, I thought it was too, because I was like, my character's not showing up. But oh, there's no character. Is that like really loud? Sounds good? Okay. Just let in my headphones. There you are. I've been waiting for you all day. She's got a little smile. You should not go outside without a hat on a cold day like this. You will freeze your ears off. And I'm quite fond of the person those ears belong to. Oh. Did anyone see you coming here? Oh. You're being silly. You know that. I'm not ashamed of you. It's not that. I like you very much. But you and I come from different worlds. He is waiting for my answer. I said I'd give it to him next year. And this is the last day of this year. Oh. Now you're being unfair. This isn't any easier for me. I don't like it when you're like this. Calm down. You're walking. I hope you're joking. You remember what happened to my cousin, don't you? Promise me you won't do anything foolish. Music's a bit louder than me? Okay. I have to go out into Windows to turn it down because there's no volume control on the game. So I have to go into the volume itself. Oops. There we go. Let me know if that's any better. We're not supposed to know what happens in the future. You should hurry home to your cottage and get some rest. It's getting dark soon. Hurry home to your cottage. You should probably go. You should really hurry home now. It's getting dark soon. Hurry home to your cottage. You should probably go. Okay. So yeah, this is some kind of Swedish folklore. Something about a year walk? Okay, well, I guess I'm going home. Crap. I'm already lost. I like the style of it. The style is very good. Oh, I'm going in. The breathing and a heartbeat. Do you learn to figure out a way to wire the sound from the PC to soundboard so you control it with X? What do you mean? I have a mixer and everything. I think that's more on my end though, but I like it just. I mean, the volume's controlled on my side. All the volumes are controlled from my computer. Well, except the mic volume. But the mic volume's pretty much where I want it. Oh. Eh? The heck? Oh, it's gonna say year walk. Isn't it? Yeah, it is. That's the W, that's part of the A, top of the K. Yeah, I've got a hardware mixer. That's how I'm mixing everything together. That's like how I can hear everything. That's how I can hear like the sounds from Streamlabs. So if I get a notification like someone follows or if someone follows or subs like that, I can hear it. That sound's coming on her computer and then playing to me. And then, yeah, I've got a hardware mixer. It's a is it 2 or 3 channel? It's 3 channel mixer. Don't know what this is yet. Oh, what? This is new. So there's an encyclopedia. Year walk. Oh, here we go. Here's some like background on it. Year walking was at its core a vision quest with the purpose of being to foresee the future. There were very rigid rules concerning the year walk, and not adhering to them could prove very dangerous, even fatal. Now, the practice of year walking came to be is shrouded in mystery, but it seems to have been a widespread practice in Sweden until the beginning of the 19th century, and in some rural areas as late as the beginning of the 20th century. The practice was likely over 1,000 years old and most certainly pagan. Year walking varied greatly regionally and even locally. There might have been differences between one village and the next. All the variations had a couple of elements in common, though. What are they doing? Going walkabout like an Australian? A year walk could not be done on any common day. There were certain days a year when the gate was opened, generally in liaison with important festival days such as May Day, Midsummer's Eve, or Christmas Eve, and most commonly New Year's Eve. Sorry, I'm just drinking cherry Coke right now, so it's making me a bit belchy. A year walker could not partake in any of the food or drinks that were served on these days, a sacrifice of no little significance, since these feasts were some of the rare occasions when food would be plentiful and varied. A year walker had to avoid other people, so they commonly locked themselves in dark rooms and were not allowed to see a fire for the entire day. Perhaps not a vast sacrifice on Midsummer's Eve, but on cold winter's days it would be uncomfortable at least, if not hazardous. If the year walker followed these steps, he would leave his dark room at the stroke of midnight. This would be his last chance to cancel the year walk. Once he ventured out, there was no turning back. The church was the final destination for a year walker. On his way, he would typically encounter a number of supernatural creatures which would pose a threat physically, mentally, and spiritually. If a year walker made it to the cemetery, he would walk around the church in an intricate pattern. This would open the year walker's eyes to the future, but it would also lure out the church grim. After having completed the year walk, the walker would see a vision that could manifest themselves in different manners. When the year walker left the cemetery, he might, for instance, see a somber procession of dancers dressed in their finest church clothes. These would be the people that would die the following year. A reoccurring theme is, of course, the year walker who meets his own ghost on the road. Another story tells of how the walker would see newly dug graves. Love played a great part too, so a walker would typically meet wedding processions or even attend weddings yet to come. One testimony from the late 19th century tells of a mental patient named Martin Nilsson who described his vision as otherworldly experiences. Before I saw what happened next year, I lived among the stars. I lived there for many lifetimes, it seemed. What do I care for next year? Time has already ended. Today the practice seems almost entirely forgotten. Co-creating gas. So there's a couple other things here. The Church Grim, the Night Raven. The Yearwalk Encyclopedia is a collaborative effort between Sumogo and author of the written contents. Theodore was born in Stockholm in 1968, but spent most of his youth in Edinburgh, where his mother was born. He graduated from Lund University in 1992 and is a doctor philosophy at the Faculty of Ethnology. He lectures on the manifestation of evil in folklore and has been full every term from 1998 onwards. Theodore has written 3 books on Scandinavian folklore. The Crone's Tongue has been translated into 16 languages and received the prestigious Hornet Award in 1999. He has had numerous appearances on Swedish television, and an unaired children's short film called The Grimm was partially based on Theodore's research. Okay, so we'll kind of hit these up maybe as we encounter them. So I guess I'm doing the year walk. Maybe. This is new. Don't have anything to look with. Oh. The horse. So I've seen a bird, I've seen a horse now on a tree. Oh. Oh. Eh. Oh. Wait. Oh god, this is a pattern I'm gonna have to remember, isn't it? Oh. So basically, maybe? I think I'm going to remember that. Where am I? Oh my goodness, the map opened up. So wait, if that's there. Oh, now I'm here. Wait, there's supposed to be something here. I go down. I can't go up. Map says there's a path right here. The dead tree. Oh, what? Like, screw that up. It's a puzzle of some kind. Come back to it. Already encountering several puzzles. Yes, we can believe a mental patient. Just rewatch yesterday's stream. Okay, at the very bottom of the map now. Oh, here we go. So, What was it? Oh, right there. Let me look at this again, because I've already... Brr. Okay. Looks like one of them. Oh, there's 3 to light up. So if I leave, does that remain? Okay, that remains. Okay, so I need to find other marks. Okay. Sure. Tree with a marking on it. Oh. Okay. Right. Oh, look, there's an eye symbol there. There's all kinds of markers on this map. Oh, yeah, there's an eye marker there. There's an eye marker there. You can see it right here. So yeah, if I go down over here. Is this the one? No, down here. Somewhere. Here we go. Okay. Alright. Let's find that thing again. I'm not sure where it was. I think I like walked over here and then I came down here. Eh? Something happened here. Oh, it's over here. It's that big stone. What's this? So what was it, like this? So we got this one. I think this one we got. Yeah, we got this one. Where's the other one? Got that one, got that one. I saw all three of them earlier, now I can't see them. Oh, it's up here. Okay, so I have to like go in this thing. Up, up, down and over. All right. So I'm here. I go all the way over. And I'm like halfway through. I need like a torch or something. Okay. Not getting on without a torch. Okay, not getting through there. This. Okay, woods. Outskirts. Okay, these have names. So there's the plains, cemetery gate, wooden shed. Shed had that weird little doll in it. The dead tree we can't seem to get to at the moment. The woods and kiln. This might have... Guess I need like a piece of wood or something. So maybe I can make a torch. So we did that one. Got 2 of 3 open. I can't seem to go to the dead tree. Like the path just doesn't seem open. This. Look at this. It's like these stones were moved. There's this again. Huh. And look at the image of these two. It looks like this one's like alive and this one's got X's for eyes. But it goes left, right, 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 left, left. Maybe it's how I get through here. Don't know what that puzzle meant. There's a T written on it. It just goes nowhere. Oh, it's another marked tree. That's what that T means. think where this is, right? I'm already confused. I need to get one more of these, but I can't reach it. It's up here. But if I go in here, which is the way to get there, I just get lost. So I think I need some wood or something. Maybe I need to go home. Maybe that's it. How do I get home from here? Not this way. And there's this. Have we seen any shapes around or anything? Fuck me, I don't know. Give me a hint. She holds the key. Follow her song. Oh. Yeah, because it's getting louder when I was in certain areas. Quieter here. Thought it was louder. It's not. Honestly, I think it sounded closest when I was at the river. It's only quieter. It is. It's louder at the river. So I guess I need to pay attention. There's audio cues. Oh, it's the way to the dead tree. The path was closed before. This would be that puzzle, right? Yep. The heck am I? The wrong way. Oh, is it the same puzzle? It's different notes. The one. I'm just going for the ones that don't sound tremendously off key. Going backwards now. No, don't have a new map. Or maybe it's like harmonizing with the music in the background. Damn it. It's restarting every time. Every time I get it wrong. Oh, hell, it restarts every single time. Hey, Rick. Damn it. Damn it. It starts over every time I get it wrong, too. I'm not exactly sure what this puzzle is, but it has something to do with the tone she's making. That's not the one. There she is. Got it. Okay. Freaking sirens. The key. Okay. So this one's, yeah, this is based on Swedish folklore, something called the year walk. It's not practiced anymore. But yeah, this is like a weird first person 2D kind of thing. So like you don't see the character, but you kind of just move side to side. Okay. So I guess next. Unless I can see in here somehow. I guess we go to the church next. I still cannot see in there. We've seen a lot of these symbols, so the Huldra. So what was she? The Huldra is known to have played a part in Norse mythology. She is likely even an older origin from when man lived off the forest rather than the fields. The Huldra was a guardian of the forest. She tended to the trees, plants, and animals. A single large tree in a grove surrounded by smaller trees was often considered to be the Huldra's home, or even the Huldra herself. In most stories, she presented herself as a beautiful young woman. This was, however, not her real appearance. Very few saw the Huldra's true face, and even fewer lived to speak of it. She was often described as a lonely and woe-filled creature. Her relationship with humans was very complex. She would enthrall a man with her beautiful song and lure him deeper and deeper into the forest, where she either wedded or killed him. The men kissed by the Huldra became apathetic and slow. According to some accounts, the Huldra was a positive force. If a hunter was kind to the Huldra, she might blow her breath down the barrel of his rifle, which would bless his hunt. Colliers considered her to be a friend, as she kept fires from spreading from their charcoal kiln. She also helped those who willingly offered their blood to her. But this was dangerous, as the Huldra might drink the giver dry. The Huldra was thus capable of doing both good and bad deeds. It was very hard to predict whether she would help or harm, since she played roles known only to her. So we saw her. I feel like maybe if we can like hit those, you know, like after we see them. Because I guess these other things carved on the trees we'll probably see, right? Try to get to the church. So I have the key? Or not? Okay. Maybe I can do something with that kiln now. Where was that at? That was down a couple maps. Still nothing I can do here. Already done that one. The only place I can't get is here. Well, and here. I thought she gave me the key. Is that not what I got? Surely that would... Because it was like she had the key. But then when I clicked it, it melted away. So maybe that wasn't it. So we found her down there. She led us up there. There's still that dial puzzle. So that was her. This is the tundra. This leads me to the church, but I can't do anything here. I kind of hate when you reach a point in a puzzle game, especially early on, when you're like, I've tapped out everything I know already. Like, that's always kind of annoying, because it's just like, you're just at the start of the whole thing, and already you're just going, Well, you're having to relay. There's something's buggery with your internet. Or your browser, maybe. Might be your browser. Do you like have any ad blockers or something? Come on, I'm already tapped out of ideas. Oh. Oh? Well, you have the key now. What? I don't know what you want. The miling. Some milings... This one's covered in blood. Some milings died at the hands of angel makers. The angel maker would typically be paid by the child's poor mother to find a decent home for the infant. When the mother left, the infant was murdered. Typically, the milings were murdered by their mothers, often unmarried women who had been left to fend for themselves. The miling would commonly be left in the woods to die, or they would have been drowned by their mothers in brooks or bogs. Some milings died at the hands of angel makers. The angel maker would typically be paid by the child. Wait. Is this just repeating itself? I feel like this is repeating itself. Oh, I think I just went up. The most common way for the miling... The most common way... This text is moving. That's what it is. The most common way for the miling to haunt was through a horrible wailing sound. Miling might take the form of a ball of light or similar to those of an earboy, Scandinavian will-o'-the-wisp, and lead the curious traveler astray. Sometimes they would cry for their mothers to breastfeed them, which would aptly set them free. One story from Bergslagen tells of an old farmer on his way home through the forest. He approached a small child who follows him and says, "Grandfather, grandfather, I'm so hungry." The old man tries to ignore it, but the child keeps on nagging, so finally the old man loses his patience. "If you can find someone to feed you, then feed. But you won't get any milk from me." The child seems pleased and leaves. When the old man comes home, he finds his daughter lying dead on the floor, bleeding from her chest. The child he met was the spirit of his murdered grandson. The person who helped the milings find their way to the other side was often left with a gift. According to some sources, the miling would be taken in by other supernatural creatures such as Hobbs, or if it had been drowned, the brook horse. I think we have to find the spirits. The brook horse. Sweden is a country with a lot of lakes, rivers, streams, and brooks, and Swedish folklore is filled with strange creatures residing in dark waters. Spectrum's gone down in the last 6 months. Jeez, what happened in the last 6 months? The brook horse was a pale horse who lived in creeks or lakes, luring children to ride on its back. The brook horse's spine grew for every rider. The brook horse's spine grew for every rider that it lured on top of its back. When the brook horse was satisfied, it leapt into the water, whereupon the children drowned. The brook horse had a lot in common with the Nix, a handsome young fiddler who lured young girls down into the water, and according to some, they were one and the same. It's likely that the brook horse was made up to keep children from playing too close to the water. One of the more unusual descriptions comes from a story told in the north of Dalarna. A young man on his way home from his work at a charcoal kiln. He decides to wash up in the nearby creek. The man finds a strange stone, formed like a small child, in the water. He picks it up. The man notices he is not alone. He is being watched by a horse walking on 2 legs. The horse stretches out a human hand to the man, who gets frightened and runs home to a shack he shares with his fellow workers. He tells the tale to his comrades, who laugh at him and call him a drunken fool. He shows them the stone that now looks quite ordinary. The man curses and goes to bed. When the workers wake up the following morning, they find the man dead in his bed, his lungs filled with water, and the stone nowhere to be seen. The brook horse was almost always closely associated with death, not always in a negative way. For instance, the sad folktale Lil Nils. The brook horse was the one who finally leads the little Nils' soul home, and thus ends his long series of misfortunes. Okay, so I'm looking for these spirits then. That seems to be... the kiln. What? A U and an N. What am I supposed to do with that? Well, it looks like I can't move this until I get these 2 things out of the way. Near the mill. Here we go. Oh! bring it back with me. Bring it to the Brook Horse. Okay. That's 2 for the Brook Horse. This wasn't here before. Oh, it's that. Oh, it's that marking between 2. There you are. It's all wriggly. Okay, but I'm not sure how to get the last one. Can't grab anything else but this. Hmm. Don't understand this one. A U and an N, what does that even mean? U and N. What the frig would that even mean? Why are all the other puzzles so dang simple and this one isn't? For fuck's sake, what's the hint? Yeah, I know that. The blood's... Okay. Perhaps the wing... What? The key to the kiln lock... The key to the kiln lock is indeed keys. I need keys? Okay, that doesn't help. Wait. I get it. It's the actual keys on the keyboard. Didn't realize they were gonna go that meta. Oh. Looks like now the next one has the key I need. Oh. Oh, can I put this in the kiln now? Oh, I don't need it for the kiln. It's now a light to get through the... Oh man, that is loud. Where's... It's up, over, and up. Okay. Just the right one? Yeah. Oh. Oh. What does that mean? It's all the creatures. The four circles seems to be a thing. Alright, oh. There's the last one I need. Okay, remember the shape. It goes down, crosses so it doesn't hit that point. What do you want, Crow? I can stay in there. Get over here. Oh, what was that? I just saw something. Okay, so... It's the same pattern as before. No, it's not. So it was left, right, right, left, right. Don't know what that benefits me. Oh, if I just keep clicking them. I actually have the key. Wait. So what was this crow thing? The night raven. Carrion birds were deeply linked with misfortune and death in Scandinavian folklore. The night raven, or nattraven, ravnen, was certainly no exception. The night raven was described as a large bird with a sharp beak, sometimes with holes in its wings. If a person gazed through those holes, he would become ill. Other stories told of a giant skeleton bird that would never satisfy its hunger. Could never satisfy its hunger. Travelers foolish enough to be out at night risked being devoured by the terrible bird, especially at festival days such as Christmas or New Year's Eve. The night raven has also been described as an ordinary raven, but if it landed on a house, someone would die shortly with a terrible fever. Overall, the night raven was strongly associated with disease. When farmers sent their children out to collect wild birds' eggs, They had to be careful that they did not pick the eggs of the night raven. Those eggs were considered deadly, but if the child was unsure, he could knock on the egg 3 times and say, "Out with the evil spirit." If the egg belonged to the night raven, it would turn black. The night raven not only infested the eggs, it also possessed birds, preferably carrion birds. According to some sources, the night raven was a spirit of an evil, greedy man who had not been buried properly. The greed manifests itself in the night raven's fondness for shiny objects. Okie dokie. Oh, huh? Oh. There were a certain amount of dots associated with them. Shit. Okay, that's the horse, right? Yeah. The horse was 2 dots. Seems like the rest of them are 4. No. Encyclopedia can tell me, right? No. Damn. Doesn't show her symbol. Alright, well, we know the horse was 2. This involves memory shit, and that's not a good thing to do with me. These can't go any higher, though. Yeah, I can't remember it either. Fuck. Why do memory stuff? I hate memory stuff. I have a terrible memory. There's another one over here on this tree. I have the worst fucking memory. Okay, she was the scent symbol, which was oh, I see. That one's 3. Okay, she was 4. Okay, so she's already on 4. cross was 1. And the upside down broom was 3. So 1 and 3. We've got a... We can probably brute force this one a little bit. Hers was 4. No. No. One of them was 3, right? Fuck's sake. She was 4, correct? That one was 2. One of them was definitely 1. That one's 4. Okay, the bird is 3. Bird is 3. That leaves that one to be 1. Fuck's sake. Clicked off the... Okay, game, I've done everything you've asked for. What else do you want from me? Fuck, just give me a fucking hint. Jesus Christ. Raise the tombstones to the sky. Done that. 3 carvings hold half the answers to the tombstone riddle. Done that. The other half of the tombstone riddle is hidden in the darkness. Done that. I've literally done all this. Oh. Because this one wasn't actually on a tree anywhere. So that there was one that had 1 dot in there. It was completely a red herring. It didn't actually mean anything. I know the arrows, but do I click something when I do this? Because it was left, right, left, right, right, left, right. Just give me a fucking hit. Jesus Christ. Walk around it in the sacred order. You gotta walk all the way around. So left. Oh. Right. Left. Right. Go right again. And then right again. There we go. Hello? Oh. Sorry. It's too late now. Don't know what I'm doing. This is the broke horse. It can't be changed. The miling. The decision has already been made. Raven. You must stop coming here. Choices made. Prepare for the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Whittling down. I don't love you anymore. So this dude went on a year walk for... I'm not exactly sure why he went on the year walk. It was like to get an answer, I think, from the woman, maybe? Hello? Oh, she's dead. Interesting. So this one, like I say, it was based on Swedish folklore about but it always seemed, you know, apparently every time someone did a year walk, it was to see the future, but it always seemed to end in something tragic if they went on the year walk. And so I think we were trying to get an answer from her, like, I guess if she would marry us or not. And she had said that, you know, well, I said I would say at the end of the year, and this is, you know, tomorrow's the new year. And so I guess we went on a year walk to, I guess, get an answer or something. And then it's like, oh, well, she doesn't love us anymore because she's dead. That was a year. Oh. Written it all down. Everything that happened. It can be changed. Deliver the message. The journal. The secret is hidden. North of the mill. South of the brook. Remember. A secret. North of the mill, south of the brook. North of the mill, south of the brook. Walk again. So north of the mill, south of the brook. So has the map changed? No. Not yet, anyway. There's another entry. The Church Grim we didn't read. Of all the creatures in Swedish folklore, the Church Grim was doubtlessly the most complex and certainly the most feared. Little is known of it, since it was considered bad luck to even speak about it. The Church Grim's appearance varied, which could possibly be attributed to the nature of the Church Grim's origin. When a church was built in medieval times, an animal was sometimes buried alive under the floors, most commonly goats, since these were comparatively cheap. There would have also been stories of criminals being buried alive as punishment. In other versions, the criminal's heart was cut out and placed inside an animal's carcass that was sacrificed. The heart was central in many of myths surrounding the Grimm. Stories from south of Sweden told that if you could touch the Church Grimm's heart, you could stare into the eye of creation. The Church Grimm guarded the church against thieves and grave robbers, but because of it, even honest folks avoided the church at night. Some stories say that if you were unlucky enough to be the last one to die during the year, you would serve the Church Grim the following year. There are other stories that suggest the Church Grim was not a guardian at all, but rather a sort of parasite that was drawn to the energy of the church. While there, it fed upon hopes, dreams, and fears. A recent and controversial theory suggests that the Church Grim was closely related to a nameless Bronze Age deity. Interesting. So that kind of explains the weird, kooky shit we saw. Then there's this thing. We still haven't figured this thing out. It's the Grimm's head. I don't know if I saw anything relating to this. It's definitely some interesting folklore. Well, for fuck's sake, did I just, like, walk myself into a corner? No, I didn't. There you are. I've been waiting for you all day. You should go outside. You shouldn't go outside with the cat. You'll freeze your ears off. I'm quite fond of the person those ears belong to. Did you see anyone? Did anyone see you coming here? No, you're being silly. You know that. I'm not ashamed of you. It's not that. I like you very much. But you and I come from different worlds. He's waiting for my answer. I said I'd give it to him next year. And this is the last day of this year. Now you're being unfair. This isn't any easier for me. I don't like it when you're like this. Calm down. You're walking. I hope you're joking. Do you remember what happened to my cousin? You do remember what happened to my cousin, don't you? Promise me you won't do anything foolish. You're not supposed to know what happens in the future. You should hurry home to your cottage and get some rest. It's getting dark soon. Hurry home to your cottage. Okay. So we go home, and we do the year walk. Oh, yeah. Can we go south of the brook now? Oh, we can try. Oh, no. How do we go north of the mill? North of the mill, south of the brook. Huh. This is weird. Hey, Crab Warrior. How would we go north of the mill? There's no pathway. Well, we could sort of cheat this, couldn't we? This is where we see her. This is where it all kicks off. So I wonder if we weren't supposed to see her. Because we can get everywhere without crossing this path. I don't know what the secret is to this, though. Where's that stone? It's up here. That was the third one. And then... what was the last one? Oh, this is right over here. Or was it? No, it was down. Was this stone? I already did that one. Didn't I? was over here. Yeah. Doesn't really help me though, because I know the pattern. It's just that this is just what teaches me how to. I can't really skip anything because it's. I still need the key. So what would the clue be to this? The journal. Oh, what? What? North of the mill, south of the brook. I have to log in. I have to sign in to get... Oh, wait. Is that to get... Oh. Is that the password? Oh, north of... That's the clue. But what would that mean? That's the clue of how to get in. Surely not, right? No. What's in the mill south of the brook? That's the key here. Huh. T-H-E. Here we go. T-H-E-O-A-L-M. Okay, write this. I'm never going to remember this. Write this down for me. T-H-E-O-A-L-M-68. Okay, thank you. And then the password looks like 1894. Okay. 1894. So is it the calm? Wait. That might be a C. Is it a C? That's definitely an O. Journal viewer. August 4th. Hello, new system. August 6th. It works. August 13th. Should probably write here more often. August 17th. Read about every book on the Swedish folklore there is. Surprised how little has been written about year walking. Need more resources. Is this just his journal, though? Like the actual creator's journal? Talk to ES. He suggested that some field work might be good, but I feel that I might be 30 years too late. Been talking to elderly folks, eating cookies, and drinking coffee. Their knowledge about year walking has been limited, to say the least. Barely anyone seems to know what it was. If they did, they had heard stories as children, but forgotten the details. The ES set me on a wild goose chase. Interviews at the retirement home. May I never grow old. The last interview was intriguing, if very brief. Talked to an Astrid Jansen. She was over 100 years old. Clear at times, did not know a lot about folklore, but she did claim that her grandfather's brother had once year walked. Sadly, she did not know his name. He had died many years before she was born. Might have to look into it. Her maiden name was Svensson, which leaves me with a lot of possibilities. She was born in Vedtorp, and I can only hope that her grandfather was as well. More interviews, nothing worth mentioning. Professor Asp called today. He hinted that the faculty wanted to take part in my research. This password sucks, doesn't it? September 2nd. Followed up my visit to the retirement home. In the early 20th century, there were 6 households in Vedtorp with the surname Svensson, according to the church book. Astrid was born in 1913. Her grandfather was named Carl Frederick. He had 2 brothers. One died in 1942. The other brother, Daniel Svensson, died in 1895. Since Astrid said that her great-uncle died before she was born, Daniel is the one that supposedly year-walked. A Miller apprentice going to the library to check out old newspapers tomorrow. September 4th. Looked for references of Daniel Svensson in old newspapers. I'm grasping at straws. Another day at the library, nothing of interest. Bored, I'm about to give up. Excited, the newspapers finally mentioned a Daniel Svensson. He was apparently arrested for the murder of a young woman in Vedtorp. Information is scarce. Her name was Stina Nielsen, and she was a miller's daughter. Her body was found on a field outside the village. She had been stabbed multiple times. That's the ending of the game. The library should be open longer. Hope I can find any references to the supposed year walk. The motive behind the murder seems to have been jealousy. Not many details. Apparently, Stina was going to marry Lucas Tapper. She was on her way home from Lucas's parents when she was intercepted by Daniel. She was found the following morning, just 17 years old. I feel a tad guilty for my excitement yesterday. After all, it is a great tragedy behind all of this. The press seemed to have lost interest in the case after a while. Found nothing today. Maybe ES can tell me something. Had a long talk on the phone with ES. The murder case was unknown to him. He had, however, spent a lot of time in Vedtorp during the 60s when he studied folklore in the area. There had been rather peculiar rune stone that seemed to predate the Viking Age. ES claims that there was a definite connection between the symbols on the stone and year walking. He could not tell how. Want to check it out. Oh, this is cool. So it's like telling us how he's like come to discover this whole year walking thing, since it's been mostly forgotten. Went to the library again in case I missed something about Daniel. Indeed I had. Found another article. Feeling upset and a little bit sad. Borrowed the article just in case. Perhaps there's more to learn about Daniel. Booked a hotel room in Vedtorp. Arrived in Vedtorp. It's a small place. One street cuts through the village. It's a rather depressing place. To be fair, the weather would not do any place justice. The hotel is empty besides me and a group of dog toy manufacturers who are a bit on the noisy side. Must ask chef for the veal recipe. Got a map from the hotel owner. Excited about the archive. I have a feeling that I will find something major. Just got back from the archive, an interesting place. Sadly, it's only open 4 hours a day. It's understandable since I was the only visitor. Possibly found the files I need tomorrow, reading and lots of it. Yeah, this is really good. I like this. I knew it. The archive has exceeded my wildest dreams. On New Year's Eve, year 1893, Daniel Svensson did indeed year walk. The court records refer to his year walk at several occasions. I have just started to scratch the surface. There must be beliefs hidden amongst these papers that have been forgotten for ages. Amazing. This is by far the latest recorded year walk. I hope I'm excused for borrowing the files from the archive. They gave me little choice since they were closed during the weekend. Could not sleep last night, too excited by the files. Much of the records are of a legal nature, but there are relevant passages. Daniel claimed he knew that he would murder Stina after seeing it in a vision on his year walk. Sadly, the scribe has not bothered to take it all down and occasionally just refers to it as ramblings of a madman. Poor boy, there's certain elements that are new to me. Must write them down in detail later on. Need fresh air. Daniel's cabin. Solsteren is briefly mentioned in the protocol. We'll ask about it. Hope it still exists. It's the box. Drove around for hours in the forest today. These are the woods to get lost in. Asked for the directions from every local. Most people have never heard of the cabin. I was about to give up when I met an old man. His aunt had lived there till the 60s. From then, it had been 3 different owners and used as a summer house until the mid-80s. The last family that owned the cabin only stayed there one summer. Their 5-year-old son drowned in a brook nearby, and after that, they never returned the brook horse. Nobody has lived there since. The old man's nephew owned the land. I asked the old man if I could pay it a visit. He did not think there could be anyone that would mind. The cabin is situated deep into the forest. No sign or road, just a narrow path. This was the place where he started his year walk over 100 years ago. Felt overwhelmed by the thought. Could not enter. It's a lonely place. The only other building I could find in the area was an underground storehouse. We went there. Guess it might have belonged to the cabin. It was too dark to see anything, but I can't imagine there would be anything of significance in there. On my way back to the car, I found a strange box. What an odd thing to leave in the middle of the forest. Seems to be more or less in mint condition. Could not resist taking it. So the box that's in this top image, this is the box that has the dials on it. Oh, this is so cool. Tonight, I need whiskey and lots of it. Oh, this is so awesome. October 1st. Went to Vettorp Church today. It's a small white stone church built in the 12th century. The place where the church stands has been used for worship even earlier than that, according to the priest I met. He showed me around the premises. Put a bouquet of flowers on Stina's grave seemed appropriate. The almost unlikely somber epitaph read, "In memory of our living daughter, Stina Nilsson. 1877 to 1894. Her cries for mercy could not sway his hand." Depressing. Searched for Daniel's grave, but there was no stone, and according to the priest, there probably never was. The gravestones E.S. told me about are gone. The priest is not sure where they are or when they disappeared. Weather has been unreasonably bad. Spent the day at the county archive. Had trouble concentrating. Tried to locate a photograph of Daniel Svensson, but had no luck. The clerk explained that a lot of stuff was lost when the files were moved from the regional archives back in 1976. Apparently there was another murder case in Vettorp. In the early 1890s, Elisa Rasmussen drowned 4 infants in the creek, the 4 from the brook horse. She was an angel maker who had received foster children from poor unmarried mothers. Lisa promised to find the babies good homes in exchange for a hefty sum of money. This was all a charade. As soon as the mothers had paid what little they owned, she drowned their children in a nearby creek. All files from that trial have been lost. Outrageous. Think I'm done with the archive. Been thinking a lot about the church. Jesus Christ. Strange day. The runestone ES talked about is not marked on any map. Talked to the man at the service station. He drew me a rather primitive map. There's the box. Found the box when I unpacked. I'd almost forgotten about it. It seems to have a lock-like construction, but I've yet to understand exactly what it is or how to open it. It reminds me of one of those puzzle boxes. The wheel with the symbol suggests it opens by entering a password. Must be old. Maybe ES knows something about it. I wonder if this is real or not. So I think maybe the research might be real, but maybe they're adding something for the story. Maybe this is real. Who knows? Decided not to tell ES about the box. He might not appreciate that I took it with me. He always nagging me about ethics. Busy week, classes and meetings. The faculty is really getting in the way of my research. Feeling a bit strange. I've had weird dreams ever since I came back from Berthorp. Dreamt that I was in a vast wasteland. I was searching for the keys to my locker together with Jenny from high school. She laughed and dug in the sand. Suddenly the sky lit up and Jenny pointed to a simple constellation of stars. She then whispered in my ear to never forget it. Triangle. I asked her what it meant, but she was dead and her bones were withered and old. Woke up to have a feeling rather queasy ever since. Yeah, see, I don't see a wooden box lasting very long out in the open, and he says it was mint condition. So this is where I start to think maybe it actually takes a bit of a storyteller's turn, because maybe they're adding, maybe I wonder if the research is real, but they're adding this in for that little piece that's in the game. So they're adding a little bit of their own tale. So triangle. This has to be like the first key, so let's remember that. Downward facing triangle. Read an account of a year walk by a man called Romadal in an old book I came over in a used bookshop. Romadal's story is a little more than a tall tale told by a drunken oaf. Most of them seem to be. Daniel sticks out. It haunts me. Held a lecture on year walking. Several faculty members attended it. They ridiculed me in front of the students. Really? Another strange dream. Was doing my homework. We stressed because the oil lamp was running out of oil. And when it did, the pale horse outside the window would come inside. The lamp burned out and everything was black. Woke up soaked in sweat. That's the parcourse. Okay. Must remember to buy groceries. Fiddled with the box. Have no clue how to open it. Frustrating. Was jealous. What jealous, small-minded, greedy creatures the faculty members are. They will undoubtedly create small-minded, jealous, and greedy students. Don't feel the need to share any of my research with the faculty anymore. They don't deserve to read something that my hand has written. They would not understand anyway. The thought of what was inside the box is like an itch that can't be scratched. I've searched for references to anything about it, but I have found nothing that resembles it at all. Having more strange dreams. Something happened in those woods. Is year walking a mere vision quest? Are the visions brought on by lack of light and food? Yes, believe so. Not sure. Dreamt of the runestone. Was in a forest outside Berthorp. Miss Bowman was walking up to me. I was very afraid. She said that I had been a bad boy and broken the rules. Before I could defend myself and tell her that I did not mean to be naughty, she withered into dust. Found myself in front of the runestone. The Grimm's eyes glowed around me. Woke up. Find myself thinking of the stone. What does it mean and how does it connect it to year walking? What did the people do in those woods? Is there anything else that looks familiar here? That's all the runes. Do not feel like sleeping tonight. Drinking coffee and watching TV. If I stay awake, those dreams will stay away. Could not understand much of my student's presentation today. Must sleep. Someone is watching me all the time. Got an email reminder to deliver the text for the game. Wrote 7 or 8 pages. Hopefully that's enough. Waiting. Don't know for what. Have a feeling something is on its way. Received an odd email today. Got over 1,000 of these during last night. The email seems to have stopped when my inbox was full. Don't know what it could mean. Maybe it's a prank by my students. But they seem too unimaginative to come up with something like this. Don't think it will end here. It's come to our attention you've been looking to inform. So half circle. On the right side. That's the next key to the box. So downward triangle, right-sided half circle. Is this some kind of threat? Called the priest, told him of my plight. He said that Vertorp sometimes has strange effect on people, but it rarely lasted. Do not think he understands. I was going to ask him about the box, but decided to hang up when he suggested I should see someone. Woke up last night, heard baby screams from beneath the floorboards, panicked, managed to pry up some of the floorboards, the screaming stopped. The Watchers, the Night Raven, the Huldra, the Brook Horse, the Church Grim, there might be others, cannot be sure. Can they disguise themselves? Maybe they can read my mind, the Watchers, because they watch. That's what they do. But is it all they do? This is hilarious because I have a character that I've made a Watcher. Anything particularly? Don't see any particular shapes or anything in there. Okay. Your walk equals system error. November 12th, my birthday! Your walking works, but it was never meant to. It's against the rules. The universe blinked its eye and someone crossed all barriers that are known as time and space. So that's kind of cool. Your walking is breaking the rules. The Watchers are watching, but who are watching the Watchers? How can you bend time and space? Got in a heated argument with ES. He is surprisingly scornful of my theories. Must remember that he is an old man and he might not be as open to new ideas any longer. He claims that it is impossible to gaze into the future. The future is not set. Nothing happens until it happens. Of course it's impossible to look into the future according to logic, but I'm not sure they are playing according to our rules. The Watchers are more than they appear, and less. They are real, yet they are unreal. They do not exist in the manner that this table and this chair exist. How do I know these things? Are they my thoughts? Am I writing this? I certainly did not draw this, but yet there it is in my notebook. All right. So we got upside down triangle. We've got right-sided half circle, and we've got a square. That's the next shape. Watchers or antibodies? Universe, time, space. Okay. Daniel broke the rules and he was punished. Held another lecture, the last one for a long while it seems. It's been decided that I need a break, but it matters not. I have more important things to do. I've been an idiot. Someone is playing with me. These shapes. It's the same as on the box. Did someone see me take it? Tried the symbols I have received, but the box remains shut. There must be more coming. Woke up last night. Telephone rang. Answered. Could not hear anyone. Hung up. It rang again. Answered. Could hear someone speak on the other side. Could not make out what was being said. The voice was too far away. Hung up. Kept ringing. Cut the cord. Bought whiskey. Bought food. People stare. Don't want to go out there again. Too many know who I am. If you break the rules, there will be consequences. Wish I had not cut the cord to my phone. Need to hear a human voice. Don't dare go out. Triangle. Upward triangle. At first I didn't notice one of the paintings in my living room has been replaced. Must have happened during the 30 minutes I slept. Cannot let my guard down. Someone was here or something. Will the antibodies come for me? Am I a virus in the eye of the universe? Alright, upside down triangle. Half square on the right side. Square. Has circle on the right side. Square. Upward triangle. Yeah, someone's moving to Crazy Town. That's where I live. Wonder if they'll move in next to me. That house has been empty for a while. Boarded up the balcony and all windows. Nothing can come in now, I hope. Shouldn't be possible, but someone was here again. I'm definitely being threatened. There was a knife on my kitchen table. Old, but sharp. There's no shapes. I realize that the knife is his. We are connected. The church is central to this, and yet it is not. Perhaps the church itself is not important, but rather the energy of the place. Perhaps the gate is always there, but it's not a gate. Gates are meant to be open or closed. This is a rift in the fabric of the very existence of everything, but why allow it? Why does the universe or God or someone not shut the gate? If we're not meant to do it, why let us? I can hear the heart of the universe beating. What is happening? Feel like a worm under a big foot. I feel the shadow hanging over me, waiting to get crushed. She sings and I follow. She's trying to fool me, that I know. But I must get closer to her because then I get closer to the key that leads to the heart of it all. I didn't steal the box because it begged me to take it with me. Daniel survived all the watchers sent by the universe. He was lured by the temptress, brought the innocents to the pale horse, unearthed the parasite, and finally faced the master of them all. But yet he was destroyed. Could it have gone any other way? Was he doomed from the start? Am I doomed? Is the future set, or can it be altered? Watchers running errands or a test of might. Your walk approved. Death. Fail, fail. Man-made angels. Master gatekeeper. Must help him. It's the right thing to do. There is a bond between us. Might have figured it out. 5 watchers, 5 symbols. That means there's one more coming. So tired. Can't seem to hold my thoughts for any period of time. Should probably eat more often, but I must resist. It's important that I come prepared. The heart beats stronger, but I will not break I will break it and see beyond everything. He's going to hear walk. In the end, it was the nature of man that got Daniel. Must free myself of all desires. That is how they get you. Can love really be a weakness, or is it strength? And the poor girl, it just seems unfair. Is there anything I can do? If the future can be altered, why not the past? Am I playing a part of the fool in the cosmic play? And if so, to what purpose? Disconnected the microwave oven just in case. Feeling absolute terror at the possibility that there is no purpose, no rhyme, no reason to any of it. Why me? The only way I can help him is if I break the rules. It will come at a price, but what do I care if I can rise above it all? 2 rules, universal, time, space. If broken above all, and doom, how? So this seems like less of a document. I know it's like going into absolute fantastical at this point, but this is still really cool. Saw her lifeless body. She is beautiful even in death. Have been crying ever since. It all seems needless, so cruel. Ready for anything, don't care anymore. There it is. It's finally here, the last one. Woke up with this on my palm. Tried to wash it out. It's a tattoo. Tested them in different kinds of combinations, but I cannot figure out how to do it. I must sleep. I will open that box tomorrow. Okay. Upside down triangle. Half right circle. Square. Upward triangle. Downward half circle. Yeah, it is a real nice story. Of course, so simple. Rotate the wheel and release when the symbol aligns with the grim. in the order they were delivered to me, but why is it empty? Why was it empty? I thought it was Daniel all along. I thought he was here. But it cannot have been he who sent me the password. It doesn't make sense. If the box was empty, it means it must be filled? I still don't understand who sent the symbols. If it was not the boy, then it must have been the Watchers. But why? Are they toying with us, helping us in some perverse, twisted way? From the get-go, he was doomed. They got him at the very thought of year walking. But I think the girl can be saved. I put everything he needs in the box and locked it. I will leave it where I found it, where it all started. If my mind is set on this, does this mean I am doomed too? The rift is open. It wants me to go through. Yeah, December 25th is one of the year walk days, wouldn't it? Packed my things. I wonder if I will come back. Or he's gonna do it at the end of the year. December 27th. December 28th. He's at the mill. December 30th. He's at the cabin. December 31st. It's now a year walk time. Slorston, it's cold here. I wish I could light a fire, but I must do it right. Surprised how calm I feel. Only hours remain. It's midnight. Okay. We have the code to the box. Wow, that was really cool. I like that. Okay, so we gotta get back to the cabin. Okay, so we need to go this way. This way. God, it's like so meta, it's cool. Down and then down again. Yeah, there should be... Oh, no, the box is here. So I wonder if we're playing... Oh, no, this is... Okay, so upside down triangle. Yes. Half circle on the right. Yes. Square. Upward triangle. So what have we been given? Murder executed. January 21st, yesterday morning, the Vertorp killer Daniel Svensson was executed in Kristiansand prison. He was found guilty for the heinous murder of young Stina Nilsson last year. The death sentence has been criticized by the highly renowned Dr. Helmer Lundback, who has stated that Daniel is suffering from abnormal psyche. He seems to have problems discerning past from present and has visions of terrible creatures, something not uncommon among schizophrenics. Daniel cannot be held accountable for his actions and should be given treatment at an institution for the criminally insane. The execution was performed by Gustav Dahlberg. This was his fourth execution. Last year, he was to perform the execution of the notorious Lisa Rasmussen, who was charged with the murder of 4 infants in Vertorp, but who took her own life before the sentence could be carried out. Security has been improved greatly since. Daniel Svensson was composed during the whole process. Besides slightly shaking hands, so common among the criminal type, you could not tell Daniel from any other young man. He sobbed loudly once when he laid his head down low, but quickly regained his composure. A quick prayer and a swift, powerful stroke, and it was over. According to the attendant priest, Granath, Daniel's last words are, "I should have killed myself. None of this would have happened." Oh, it's the note. So he sent back the file. Oh, this is cool. You are long dead when I write this, and I have not been born. Yet we have a connection beyond life, death, space, and time. It is impossible, the impossible made possible by year walking. But the Watchers always win, even though you've not passed through the rift yet. They sense the urge and they want their sacrifice. I wish there could be another way. I am sorry, but for her there is still hope. You can save her. You know what you must do. The knife. Interesting. So he ends up saving her in the end. Oh, that is cool. I like how it expands on the story like that. Like, the way they implemented it is really cool. Very strange game, but very cool. I liked that. Yeah, it was very original. Yeah, it was quite odd. Certainly different and interesting. So far, we've yet to get anything that's just true horror yet, but... that was good. I enjoyed that. I like how basically everything was kind of there for you to use, but of course you just couldn't, like, do anything. So I could walk again. I think that's it, though. Let's see. What did I decide on next? Into the Woods, I think, is what it was. I think this was another one based on... or no, this was another one. There was another one I think I had that was based on some folklore, but I don't think we're playing that tonight. Let's just go talk to the chick and see if anything's changed. What happens if I just do this right now? Did I do it wrong? I don't think I can open it right now until you start the year walk. Oh, it does open. I did it wrong. So it's just gonna be the same thing? So here it is before. Let's do this even before. So this is just gonna happen before the year walk even happens. There we go. Okie dokie. Alright. Yes, quit walking. That was pretty good. don't think I got a single achievement off of that. Oh, there's actually an achievement to do this on New Year's Eve. Do a full walkthrough without any hints. I had to do some hints. Do a full year walkthrough without looking at the map. Oh, Jesus. Do a full year walk in 20 minutes. Do a full year walk without uncovering the secrets of the rune and the doll. The Grim will visit your dreams. Oh, I think I know what it's talking about. The owls sing a song they learned in the lobby of the castle. A remote island? Owl 6. Watcher's Stone Kryptonium. I can't even read that. Clockwise minute box. Oh. There's another key to the box by the looks of it. 48, 30, 42, 30, 18. I wonder what that is. Digital rune, a mysterious modern rune. A three-letter word in the dark. Without it, it's silent. Anyway, I didn't get a single achievement on that game.